Welcome to my presentation video. Now I'm going to report my paper, Acoustic Attributes of Mandarin Retroflex Vowel produced by prelingually deaf children with cochlear implants. I'm Yu-xin, the first author of this paper. First is the introduction part. Children acquire language by assessing the auditory input of their native language. For children with cochlear implants, the input may not be accessible, which may result in impediment to speech acquisition. The most direct benefit from cochlear implantation is improved speech perception and spoken word recognition skills. The previous studies suggested while an increased duration of CIUs may facilitate production performance, deficits still exist in language production in CI children compared with the normal hearing age peers. Few studies, however, have investigated the linguistic performance of the retroflex vowel in Mandarin, articulated by children with cochlear implants. So, to seek a greater understanding about the Mandarin retroflex vowel produced by CI children, this paper aims to tackle the following research questions. First, to what extent the CI children can accurately produce the Mandarin retroflex vowel in terms of articulatory accuracy? Second, what are the differences in vocalic duration of the Mandarin retroflex vowel in different prosodic locations between cochlear implant and normal hearing children? And third, what are the differences in formant structure of the Mandarin retroflex vowel in different prosodic locations between cochlear implant and normal hearing children? The second part is the method. A word list composed of 10 Chinese lexical items with each containing the target syllable was used to be articulated twice by each subject. Of all the lexical items, 7 target syllables were designed to be in the initial location and 3 in the medial location, aiming to examine possible different acoustic attributes assigned to the target vowel according to specific lexical position. Altogether, 8 prelingually deaf Mandarin-speaking children with cochlear implants were recruited, and 8 normal hearing children were used as a baseline. All participants in this study spoke only Mandarin at home and in their daily life. The mean age of the CI subjects were about 8 years old. All of them were non-verbal prior to implantation and were reported to have no visual, developmental, or cognitive problems, except for a hearing impairment. And they received their implants at the age of 1.63 years. Averagely, their average length of CI use was 6.5 years. After the surgery, all of them received intensive speech and language training at professional rehabilitation centers in Shanghai. Next is about data analysis. All the speech recordings of the subjects were annotated with the help of PRAT. The segmental labeling of the target syllable was manually annotated by the first author and was double-checked by the second author. Acoustic analysis was conducted to all the speech samples, mainly focusing on the measurements of 2 parameters. First is vocalic duration. Second is F1, F2, and F3 frequencies, as they are proved to be the primary acoustic parameters to characterize the Mandarin retroflex vowel especially the F3 trajectory. In order to eliminate individual difference across the subjects, normalization was conducted by using Z-score. The Z-score measure was adopted to normalize all the duration parameters. The measurements of each formant were extracted by a PRAT script and then manually double-checked. Based on the label onset and offset of the retroflex vowel in the target syllable, each formant of the target vowel at 21 equidistant points were extracted. In this way, the time-normalized formant trajectories of the 3 formants of each target vowel were obtained. After that, all the raw formant values were converted from hertz to Bach scale in order to normalize the possible difference in frequency range between the 2 genders or caused by anatomical, physiological, or sociological factors. The third part is the results. The articulatory accuracy of the CI group was averagely 91.1% in the initial location of lexical words, while 88.5% in the medial location. Not surprisingly, the CI group produced the retroflex vowel with lower accuracy than the normal hearing children, who produced with 100% accuracy. But it also turned out they were able to produce the target vowel with the mastery level accuracy. Two-way ANOVA test was then conducted. Statistical analysis revealed a significant group difference effect on the articulatory accuracy, yet no significant prosodic position difference effect was found. In this section, the vocalic duration of the target vowel will be compared between the CI and the normal hearing children. The figure gives the box plot showing vocalic duration of the target vowel in different prosodic locations between the two groups. The figure showed that the CI children allocated different duration to the target vowel according to specific lexical position as the normal hearing children do, but averagely tended to produce the vowel with a longer duration. However, statistical analysis did not reveal significant group difference effect on the vocalic duration, nor the prosodic location, yet an interaction effect between group and location can somewhat be found. Then let's look at between-group differences in vocalic formant pattern. As is mentioned above, the first three formants of the target vowel resembles the shape of letter Z with its F3 trajectory gliding downward and its F2 moving upward. The production of the target vowel by the CI children failed to be perceived as typically pronounced as their normal hearing counterparts did to some extent. The perceived difference is going to be corroborated by the different formant patterns of the target vowel produced by the two groups through statistical analysis. As is shown in the figure, there were great differences between the CI children and the normal hearing children. Firstly, in terms of F1 and F2, the CI group showed relatively higher values than the normal hearing group, indicating that the CI children, when articulating the target vowel tended to produce with a relatively higher and more anterior tongue position than their normal hearing counterparts. Furthermore, the F3 trajectory displayed a big difference between the two groups. The F3 of the CI group started to go upward at point 15, while the normal hearing group slid downwards from point 1 to point 10 and moved evenly afterwards. The table on the right reviews the results of parametric two-way ANOVA test. Statistical analysis did not reveal significant position difference effect on the F3 slope, yet an extremely significant group difference can be found. It suggests that significant differences exist in the formant structure, especially in the F3 of the Mandarin retroflex vowel in different prosodic locations between CI and normal hearing children, in that CI children tend to produce the target vowel with an upward F3, which may account for their unsatisfactory performance of the retroflex vowel without typical retroflex color. And then let's look at the interactions between CI device use and Mandarin retroflex vowel production. The length of CI device use was found to be the only significant predicator for articulatory accuracy. No significant difference can be found in articulatory accuracy among different age at implantation. Vocalic duration and F3 frequency were neither influenced by the length of CI device use nor age at implantation. The last part is the conclusion. The results are illustrated here. First, CI children could averagely produce the retroflex vowel with the mastery level accuracy, but made significantly more articulatory errors than the normal hearing counterparts. Second, allocated different duration to the target vowel according to specific lexical position as the normal hearing children did, but averagely tended to produce the vowel with longer duration, especially in the medial location. 3. Showed the formant pattern of the target vowel with significant difference from the normal hearing group, especially in the F3, which determined the retroflex color. The 4th, only the length of CI device use was found to be a significant contributor for accuracy performance of CI children, but no systematic correlation was found between the acoustic attributes and the use of cochlear implant devices. Finished. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, please contact me.